campaign. Brought to you with the compliments of Ndaa Foundation. As you would know, that the Ndaa Foundation is an NPC, is a registered South African non-profit company working to support disadvantaged communities with a particular emphasis on education, youth empowerment and basic needs support. And the foundation is engaged in grassroots outreach programs such as providing school uniforms, shoes and essential resources to learners who might otherwise go without helping. Also helping to reduce barriers to education. Its work often includes community campaigns and collaboration with partners to expand the impact. South Africa, it's a very good evening to you and you. Happy Valentine's Day. All right. Oh boy. It is 3 minutes after the hour, 10 o'clock. Welcome to it. It's 89.1 FM, the station with the mind to elevate your mind. Muntu Mbanjwa is my name, and of course, my distinguished guests on the show tonight, Mr. Kenny Hlaisa, the chairperson of the Ndaa Foundation, coming side by side with Siphesihle Kavazi, a well-known socialite and TV personality, actor and MC, and of course, Miss Penny Libiane, the flamboyant social butterfly, radio and personality, superstar. All right, these are my guests for tonight on the show. Welcome to it. It's 4 minutes after the hour, 10 o'clock. Welcome to it. In case you have just joined in, it is what it is, and that's the way it is. All right. Happy, should I say happy Valentine's Day to all the lovers out there. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. And hopefully you guys, you had yourself a great Sunday. Yeah, so this is how we step into the night. All right, and as you know, we do what we do best with our special guest on the show. As I said, that my guests are already here. They are in the building. So we are tonight celebrating the Right to Education campaign. As I said to you, that is brought to you with the compliments of the Ndaa Foundation, which is a registered South African non-profit company that is working to support disadvantaged communities with a particular emphasis on education, youth empowerment and basic needs. And of course, the foundation also engages in grassroots outreaches, programs such as providing school uniforms, shoes, essential resources, as well as the learners who might otherwise go without. All right. So, of course, we are on the campaign, the Right to Education campaign, and my guest tonight on the show, okay, will be joined shortly virtually by the evergreen, the flamboyant, social butterfly, Miss Penny Libiane. All right, it's 6 after the hour, 10 o'clock. It's a very good evening to you wherever you're at. Welcome to the show. It is indeed a great pleasure to have you. As I said, that my special guests are in the building tonight, and of course we'll be joined shortly by Miss Penny Libiane virtually. So in the meantime, while we are still connecting. In fact, what I would like to say, we would like to let's connect with the fly one. Yeah, so we connect with the fly one right here on 89.1 FM, all right, on the brand new show. So tonight we connect with her. And of course we connect with her with my guest in the show tonight. Siphesihle Kavazi and Mr. Kenny Hlaisa. They are the guests tonight. Gentlemen, compliments of the new season, or should I say compliments and complaints of the new season?
There's no need to complain.
Sure, there's no need to complain.
Good evening, Pramonto.
How are you, my fellow folks?
Oh, no. From my side, I'm well.
Wow.
Well,
it's so good and great to have that voice on our radio, on this platform. I'm really thrilled. Oh, the sensational. All right. Brakeni.
Hey, good evening. Again, we are home. This is Alex.
Yeah, man, Brakeni. It's so good, man, to have you again on the show. It is a great pleasure, man.
I know this home. Anytime we are here, if we're doing something with Ndaa,
Yes.
we'll pass by here.
Thank you so much. But anyway, so far, how's the new year treating you guys?
So far, so good.
Yeah,
Hoping for the best, you know.
hoping for the best.
Yeah, we are just working hard.
Yeah.
To see that we deliver our mandate, you know.
Yeah,
So our mandate is to our children.
absolutely.
Yes.
It is clear. All right, there you go. It's 8 minutes after the hour 10, and it's talking to Kenny Hlaisa, the chairperson of the Ndaa Foundation, and of course we are joined by the man himself, the man of the moment, Sipisihle Kavazi. They are joining us tonight. All right, while we are still waiting for Sis Penny to join us shortly, let me start with you, Kenny. To many people out there who now know that you are the founder and the chairperson of the Ndaa Foundation. All right, just to take us through in a nutshell, to many people who have never had a chance to know you or to interact with you. So how would you prefer to describe yourself? Who is Kenny Hlaisa? Where were you born? I know you're out Sekasi, but to some who do not know, who never had a chance, some I know they see you somewhere on social places. Yeah, to those who never had a chance to interact, who is actually Kenny Hlaisa?
My full name from my ID is Temba Kenneth Hlaise, you know, known by Kenny Hlaise.
Yeah.
I'm the son and the from Alex.
Gitara.
I was at number 155 at Beirut. Now it's called Beirut.
Yeah.
So
Ngaranga se London.
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 You know, I went to Tzaneen and spent my high school.
What does education mean to you?
Education, I mean, it's very important. I mean, as Utata Mandela has said himself, that there's nothing that will remove a poverty to a black child than education. You can have everything, but without education, there's nothing. The poverty will stay within yourself. It's like a jacket. You're one of the jacket with Togel.
Yeah.
Mokshisa.
Yeah. Yeah.
So those are the things that poverty is something you're wearing, but you can remove through the education side. You know, there's nothing will change your life than education. You know, any child, education. Go to where are you coming from?
Yeah.
Each background, poor, rich. Equip yourself with education, then it's where you're going to remove that poverty you have, you know.
Yeah.
So anyone from the street of Alex, the only thing that will make them successful is about education. More than anything, education.
All right, I'll come there to this education. It's quite very interesting. I wanted to say, but I wanted to get to Uvazi. You know what I wanted to say about education? You've said it very mouthfully. Education is the key to success. Education is the only weapon that can change the world. Come back to that question, because I wanted to come up with a question I was saying about education. How then do we convince the upcoming generation that education is the key to success when we are surrounded by poor, unemployed graduates?
Hey.
We'll get there. Anyway, let me get to the man himself. Yeah, too many unemployed graduates, sure. Mfokavazi, let me say it, thanks so much. Agustati Nsizwa, Nsizwa. Mfokavazi, udabuka kuphi? Who are your parents and your grandparents? Just because kuthiwa makhuluma ngensizwa, kumele uqala ukhulume ngabantu abayilethela ukuyibona abantu abayi-inspirile before you get to the point. So let me get to the point. Ukuthi umfokavezi uzalwa ubani, umabani, nobaba, nabantu abadala ke ake singene lapho umfokavezi. Udabuka kuphi umfokavezi?
Hayi uSipesihle angithi nje mangithi uSipesihle Vazi ngumfana nje mina wase Newcastle.
Osizwe
Ekhaya kusemadadeni.
Emadadeni.
Kusemadadeni ekhaya ngikhule nje ekhaya la kwaNdwandwe.
KwaNdwandwe.
La ugoga kanela khona. Ewumafolotsi yena esuke eKronstadt.
eKronstadt.
Kwasuthi ke alayo ngithi. And then layo ngizalwa uVazi ke mina ogabo abantu bomlambo
badabuka le abawela umlambo mo
ukuthi manje ke yabona silanda kude kakhulu ngoba phela ikhaya elikhulu lise Queenstown kodwa thina sikhulele well ubaba wase Cape Town kahle kahle kodwa ikhaya elikhulu lise Queenstown.
Yeah.
Bona gaba ke lapho.
So wakhulela phi ke wena ke?
Ukukhula kwami mina ngikhulele eNewcastle.
Oh, Newcastle.
Ubaba umXhosa. Kusho ukuthi ke mina bese ngikhulela ngapha ke Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then ke impilo yami nje lokhu yaba lapho ke ngaze ngahamba ngayoqedelela isikolo eMpumalanga eMelo.
eMelo.
Ngaqede khona ku matric wami ngisuka lapho ngeza la eGoli izofunda kanye ngisaphindanga ngahamba ngabuyela emuva. Ngakho impilo yami khona la kanjalo.
Kazwa ke okay Ndwandwe ngiyakuzwa ke. Okay. All right. We'll just connect shortly, no, Sis Penny, and she's on standby. Good evening to you, Sis Penny. Miss Libiane, good evening. Can you hear me, my dear? All right, while we're still waiting for to connect with us, I'm sure she's going to connect with us. It's a very good evening to you, Miss Libiane. Oh, okay. Hello?
I can hear you.
Hi, I'm so sorry.
Hello?
Yes.
I can hear you.
Yes, thank you so much, Miss Libiane, for your time, and I must really apologize for starting just to apologize to inconvenience you wherever you are. But anyway, thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. It's indeed a great pleasure to have you on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It's just that it's Sunday, it's late.
Yeah.
I have an early morning, so I'm just going to contribute as best as I can run off.
Yes, I know, ma'am, that tomorrow you've got to connect. Yeah, you've got to connect tomorrow with South Africa. Anyway, just to let's cut straight to the chase. To many viewers out there, Sis Penny, who never had a chance to interact with you, who is Sis Penny? How would you prefer to describe yourself to our listeners and viewers there?
Okay, I'm just a South African girl, really, with big dreams who wants to add value and contribute to the development of the country. I was born in Bushbuck Ridge in Mpumalanga. Came to live with my parents in my teens in Soweto. And then by trade, I got into media at the age of 17 at Soweto Community Radio, which became part of, Soweto Community Radio trained when Alex FM started. But I, worked on Voice of Soweto more than I did on Soweto Community Radio. And then at 21, I moved to Metro FM. So I'm just a dreamer, a girl from the rural area who came to the township with a dream in the city and who's been chasing and pursuing her dreams in media. That's really who I am.
Wow, great stuff. Now, can you take us down the memory lane? Take us down the memory lane back in the days when you were a 13-year-old girl growing up in the township. How was life back then, in those days?
Well, coming to Soweto at the age of 13 in Pimville, we used to come and visit in Takahong and Shawelo and Tiklouf. The vibrancy of the township has always been there. And I guess the story of what makes the township of Soweto what it is was always that fascination. But I also got to live in Takahong where I get to understand, what was happening in Thokoza. Then I had some family.
To you.
Education means access to me. I was raised by parents who, my mom went to JC, which was grade 8 back in the day, and then she improved her subject. My dad can read and write, but he was a blue-collar worker, so I was raised by two parents. My mom was like a full-time house executive, and, a housewife who just raised us with you at home when you came from school. But she could read and write. My mom would read, magazines. She would keep them in the house, and she knew to read street signs. She knows how to read street signs and know the way around in the city and all of that. And then the power of it's access. Education for me is about access. My grandparents on the other side, where I did great in my grandfather could write. My grandmother couldn't write, but they were knowledgeable, about indigenous knowledge within our community. So education for me is not just about having a diploma, a certificate, a degree, and all of that. It's about knowing the way of life of your people, because as Africans, we pass on one information to another. But obviously, in this context of what we're talking about keeping children in school, it's about using it as a tool to take you out of whatever situation you're in. And in this context, we're talking about Black children who come from poor communities, who come from families who could be like mine, where both parents cannot read and write, or they're blue-collar workers. But it means that you are the child who can get access to an education, who can change the trajectory of your family. We always say that education is a key to success, but I always feel like that's not a full sentence. It's a key to success in being able to work within the systems of the world, because the world works with systems. Apartheid was not a system. Education itself is a system. So you need to understand primary education, high school education, post, high school. It can take you somewhere. But that success it requires you to have access. So it's a key. So it's not a room. It just opens the door. So if you can read and write, you can get into certain places. And then if you can read and write and talk, in different languages and understand concepts and things, you can take yourself even further. So that's how I look at education. And qualifications on the other end is a whole different level. You can pursue a qualification at whatever level, at whatever age in your life. It will still, fulfill you the way that you want to be fulfilled as well.
Wow, well put. Now, Sis Penny, let's talk about young boys and young girls who want to give up. What advice would you give to some learners and students who are going through some challenges in life, going through some challenges such as finances, student accommodation, as well as to other young boys out there who feel that, they want to give in and give up. They've lost hope.
So
how do we bring back that hope to those who have lost hope?
I would say to the young person and young girl, you should never lose hope, no matter what. You should never give up, no matter what. Most importantly, you should never quit. My grandfather used to say, forward ever, backward never. Okay? And it's, we all come into this world with a gift, that comes from God Almighty, or, depending whether you understand or you believe in God or you don't. But you come from a greater source, and that greater source brings you into this world with a gift. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. But I believe that also your grandparents, your ancestors, those who come and gone, they want nothing but the best for you. They wish the best for you. So whether your grandparents were educated or not educated, if they were educated, even better. It means that they've set a pathway for you as your family. And if they were not educated, it means that you can be the one who changes the story of your family. You can't give up. The government of South Africa tries by all means, sometimes fail, sometimes struggle with all these, NSRs and all these programs that they try to get young people to stay in school, get in school, a school, in some townships you can get access to free schooling, but you still have to do the work. As a child, you need to focus your energy on just being a child and doing the work that's required for you to get ahead. I know that our children are burdened with the price of schooling, getting to school on time, having food on the table. But those are the things that I don't think children should be bothered and worried about. And that's why people like Kenny do the work that they do. People like CMF, where I work, and the other foundations that I mentioned do the work that they do. Vezi sitting there doing the work that they do on television. We try to encourage them to say you shouldn't give up. Because if you give up on yourself as an individual, all these other people who are trying to create policies and efforts to help you get there, they're doing it in vain. There's so much for you. And then I think also it's about a mindset change. I hear a lot of people saying that, oh my God, there's 2 million or other millions of young people who are going to graduate and there'll be no jobs. What we confess with our mouths is what becomes our reality. I am a child of going to school in the township with parents who had no money. There was not even any source at that time. But I volunteered on radio. I'm sure those who work at Alex FM know. You volunteer and you build a skill. Build whatever skill. If you love mathematics, go try and work with other kids who are smaller than you to teach them. You'll never know who will be in the room. I've been to Alex, for example, with Africa Chakun, because I put myself out there. You're sitting at home. I'm a mother of a 20-year-old and a 17-year-old. One of the biggest problems that we have in 2026 is parents like me who want to do everything for their children. Our children are not as industrious and as out there as we used to be. I would get in the taxi and go to a library in the city of Johannesburg to go find out about information in a newspaper if I do not afford it. Do you know what I mean? And then now they might have access to internet. I know it's not everywhere, but I know, for example, a community like Alex, there's fiber that has been fit in by different organizations. What do they use it for? Okay, even if they're posting videos on TikTok, are you posting videos on TikTok to sell a business, or you're posting videos on TikTok to just dance? Do you even understand how you can make money on TikTok? Do you understand how you can make money on Facebook? No. It's just for vibe. No, guys. Also, young people need to use the energy of being a young people to be vibrant and to take charge of things. How many volunteers you guys have at Alex? They'll tell you, now I'm not going to work for free. But how are you going to learn a skill? And how are you going to be identified that you can do something if you're not willing to put yourself out? So it's a give and take, in a eater. If you don't show up, nothing will come your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Well put, well said. Now, let's talk about your career in radio, particularly in radio, Sis Penny. What kind of unique qualities do you think women are bringing to the culture of radio? And what would your advice be for young aspiring women looking to break into the broadcasting industry?
So both for men and women, my unique qualities are, I take pride in the fact that I grew up in a rural area or very urban area like Bushbuckers. I don't sit and say, I'm a city girl, I'm from Soweto. I don't care about people who are in rural areas and what their issues are. So I immerse myself in being a voice for people like that. And then I also take my story of being in the township. I know how life can be fast in the township, but at the same time it can be very slow. You feel like nothing is happening. But if you don't get out of the township, or you don't want to see yourself getting out of the township, you will always feel like you're stuck in there. So I bring those experiences. But I also bring experiences of being one of those young people and young women to venture into the city of Johannesburg and experience people from all sorts of cultures. So I'm a very multilingual, multicultural, very diverse. I know what it's like to be from a marginalized community, like being a Mfulana from Bushbuckridge. The same way I understand what it's like to be celebrated globally, because I've interacted with people from all walks of life. I've had mentors who are American. I've had mentors who are from Nigeria, Ghana, and I immerse myself in reading and knowing people's cultures and treating people with respect and dignity. So when I get on radio, everything for me is about that. I treat human beings as human beings. I treat people, with dignity. I understand. I immerse myself in understanding, that South Africa is a governmental state. What the Constitution is about. What are the politics of the day? I don't just open the microphone and run my mouth. I think anybody who wants to get on radio or television, you need to read. You need to be interested in the people you're saying.
How has also the artificial intelligence and technology changed our reading skills and impacted our daily lives?
Obala. Radio television as a 17, 18-year-old, radio, television in 21. Watching everyone. When I go into stores to come to English, and then understand. So, and then the also voice to students keep when but when I place like Metro FM, I realized for me to connect. Yeah. So we cannot be proudly South Africans on radio and mediums if one, we don't love reading, and two, if we don't give ourselves time understand how do Venda people live, how do stronger people live, so that when you sit in those platforms, you represent a multi-layered, multi-diverse cultural diversity of South Africa. So I move with whether people are from the church, whether people are from parties, because I'm fully immersed in being South African. So reading is not just about reading to pass, it's about reading to understand. But also reading is about reading people. It's about meeting people, talking to them. I talk to ordinary people in townships, in buses, in clubs, in churches. So the indigenous languages are so crucial. It teaches us tone of speaking to people, it teaches us culture, it teaches us understanding. Nelson Mandela, if you talk to a person in a language that they hear, English, for example, it goes to their head. But if you speak to people in their language, a language that they understand, it goes to their heart. And that's really miserable. How could you not go to education? How could you there are results about certain things. So you need to understand their culture, their nuances. So I take pride in all of those things. And that's why I'm doing a show like Interest Let's Connect, because it's about connecting South Africans.
Yeah. Okay. Now. Yes. Yes. Go ahead.
Hello, I'm still there.
Yeah,
I don't know if you're still me.
Yeah, we are still there. Yeah, shoot. Go ahead, Penny.
No. I've made my point. I think I'm fine now about language. I think language is very important. Townships are the melting pot of different cultures, and we should immerse ourselves in them.
Okay, so I hope you wouldn't mind to stay with us for the next couple of minutes, and then let me reconnect.
I can't stay long, my brother. I can't. I really have to go.
Oh, you just for another 2 minutes? Okay, before you go on, okay, let me finish with you.
Yeah.
Before you go on,
Okay.
Penny, yeah, to a 32-year-old Sis Penny, who's old as our democracy in South Africa. What would you say to a 32-year-old who's unemployed, sitting there, go Pimvili there, not knowing where the next meal will come from, but they often say they are trying, but they don't get opportunities. So, and also, what would you say, what kind of a freedom and democracy should a 32-year-old be enjoying today in South Africa after 32 years of freedom and democracy?
Yeah. Firstly, as a 32-year-old, Alex, what you gotta know, stop sitting. You have to get up. You have to get moving. Even if you wake up, you brush your teeth, wear your tie, and go for a walk in your township. That's number one. First of all, stop sitting and waiting. Stop moving and start talking to people. And secondly, life is not about age. There's this thing of people think, oh, I'm 32, nothing has happened and nothing will happen to me. Change your language. Some of the most successful people I know in the world made it in their 40s. This thing of, young people, the other challenge is that young people at 25, they want to have everything. It's not possible. It's not possible. Let me tell you that. They lied to you. They told you that you'll have everything at 25. It's a lie. Especially if you're not applying yourself and you're sitting. And thirdly, the kind of freedom that you want to have is the kind of freedom that you're willing to work for. In the town, I've done work in the township now. So now no one can tell me lies about township. You go there, young people, and say, oh yeah, we're sitting here, there's nothing to do. And then you find out Africa Chakun comes here every day. They don't attend those things. For example, for service delivery, there's IPD, the ward councillor. You ask them, do you know what a councillor is? No. You attend the IPD meeting? No. Do you know that IPD informs the things that you guys need in your committee? No, I don't know that. So South Africans need to change their mindset. That's my thing. And change their language. Things are happening, but if you don't put yourself in line on the things that are happening, you will always feel like a victim. And you need to change them. The freedom that we have, that you should have at 32 years old, is the one that you're willing to work for. If you're not participating in the award, when you don't win in a political party, to do that, you must just be an active and interested citizen. You can do little things. You can volunteer at the crack to reach for kids if you feel like education. If you feel, for example, the children can't read and these teachers are useless. Okay, how about you take a book and go to the crèche and read for the kids, so that by the time they get to grade 2, they can read for themselves. When you volunteer, and you can do that anyway. You can do that church. So South Africans need to realize, if you're sitting and waiting for the government, it's not going to come. You get the government you deserve. If you don't get it on your bum and stop sitting and saying, 32 years down the line, there's nothing. Oh, okay, you're right. You're correct if you confess that thing. So watch your tongue. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So if you're sitting, good luck to you. It's like in the Bible, there's a story of a man with an illness who was sitting by the gate of the pool of healing. I'm paraphrasing. Somebody else needed to go and stay the pool and throw him in the pool. Until Jesus came and said, because you've been blessed. That's what South Africans need. No one is coming to say anything for you. If you're unhappy with politics, I think Ayanda Alipay said that If you don't think, you say the politicians that we have in power are not smart enough, are not good enough, and when you incorporate your degrees, how about you join a political party or you become an independent and you show us your intelligence? We get the things that we deserve. If we don't get up on our bums, we'll always be complaining. So if you feel like people, you see, the other problem that they have is, oh, I want to be the next thing. You can't be the next thing. You can't be the next day. Be the best you.
Yeah.
There's no duplicate in the world. They want to replace. Oh, I want to replace the guy that's on radio now as Alex. No. Come up with your own concepts and present your own ideas and do that. There's enough space for all of us in the universe.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm 49 years old. I'm still working on television and I'm getting new shows because I never subscribe to that whole thing. Oh, I'm too old. I'm too this for this. There's young people who are going to replace me. No one will replace me, not even AI. AI will not replace my emotions. AI will not replace connection with me and people. I actually need to put information on the internet for AI to duplicate it. You know what the saddest thing is? There's a lot of famous people actually who are on radio and television who do nothing. They just go on radio and do whatever. Because they don't do anything outside of that. You know that when you Google them on AI doesn't know them.
It's true.
It's sad.
It's sad.
It's very true. So now you will find me on AI. The reason I do the work that I do, because I was like, when my kids are 20, I never want my kids to Google me and find stories that were written about me in Sunday World. They must find that I'm a dynamic young woman who works on radio. They mustn't find that, oh, I dated this guy who broke up. No. They must find that I'm on radio, I've got 38. I worked on that because I understood technology and artificial intelligence before it even became artificial intelligence. So people need to stop sitting on their bums and complaining. There's technology. You can record music now and be released in America. You don't need a record company in South Africa. You can record content about your township that can be on YouTube. Young people need to stop complaining about things. They need to use the energy of complaining to do the work for themselves and for their community.
Yeah. And then what would be your message to the 35-year-olds, Sispedi, who often say that they are often been told that they are too old to get jobs? They just feel like they give up and they're being told that if you're over 35 years, then you are no longer employable. What is your take on that one? And what about those women who feel very depressed about it?
They also can still volunteer. They can still volunteer. It's about building a skill. If you're not building a skill at 25, how are you going to have a skill at 35? And if you're sitting and saying, oh yeah, now the people are saying, oh, they're 35, they're over 35, and then there's men who are saying, oh, every opportunity is going to women. And then there's women who are saying, oh, every opportunity goes to female women. Now I'm a mother. Listen, we all have our own share of problems, but we do the little bit that we can to make it work. Let me tell you a story. My aunt, Stephanie Mashilenkosi, is opening a university to teach women over 50 artificial intelligence.
Wow.
They want to learn technology. They want to learn about cell phone. How about you, who's 35, who knows how to use a cell phone and data and AI? How about you go meet 5 grandmothers and teach them how to use their cell phone and to write? Can people just apply themselves? Like, how about you help the people at the church to translate one song from Zulu to Venda so that the people who are in the church who don't understand the song in that language can understand? People must apply themselves. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave it here, guys.
Yeah. So one more, one more bite, Paddy. Let's talk about mentorship. How important it's for someone to have a mentor, and how important and significant is mentorship to oneself?
Mentorship is everything, and mentorship also has been abused. People think mentorship is you saying, "Hi, Sis Penny, I'd like you to mentor me." It doesn't work like that. Mentorship is, Kenny, oh, I see that you're in accounting, you run an accounting firm. And then I'm making an example. Kenny is a famous person. You just watch what they do. You know, there's a lot of people, I mentor a lot of people who've never met me. A lot of my mentors, maybe for me, I never met Oprah. I didn't spend 24 hours with Felicia Mabuza Sato, but I watched her life and I learned. And those are just examples. Diane Sawyer, other people. Because mentorship is not people holding your hand and you guys sitting having coffee. People have made it like that's what it is. No. You need to follow people. You can be mentored by a politician or a business person who lives in America, the girl who works with whoever. Read about it in the age of internet you can. But if you have an opportunity to have someone who you can go visit, go to Alex FM, they're there every day, and you ask them, can I meet you once a week and you teach me about radio? That's good. Your teacher can be your mentor. You know, your Sunday school teacher. You can also be a mentor as a 20-year-old to a 15-year-old. But the thing is that people just they sit and say, "Oh, I want to be mentored. No one is there to help me." Are you also helping other people? If you're not helping others, why are you expecting me to be helped? Who are you helping? Why must you be the only one who gets help? The students who lead, there's people, there's old people, you know, in old age homes who just need someone to come and read for them or wash their feet. Huh?
Yeah.
Little things, yeah. Little things go a long way. So for me, that's it. The mindset has to change. The attitude has to change. If you don't make way for others, why should way be made for you? So that's what it. Mentorship is very important. And yes, there's programs. I mean, I'm working on a program to mentor 50 young people across the continent. I'm even down in South Africa. 50 young people across the continent. And when I say young people, I don't mean by age, by race. Young people to me is a state of mind. There's amazing 50-year-olds I know and 50-year-olds who feel like I should have been on radio at 25, but I didn't. But they're young enough. They should be able to do that. I want to mentor those kind of people. Whether they're people with disabilities, they could be blind, they could be in a wheelchair. All that kind of stuff I want to do. I want to meet young women and young men from other parts of the because there's a whole continent that's waiting for us in the world of internet. You can access all sorts of things. So people who are sitting here and saying, "Oh, I'm in South Africa." Okay, right,
Okay. Now, finally, Sis Penny, you've said it mouthfully, quite very inspirational and very insightful so much. How would you like to be remembered?
Me. Someone who said it like it is, but who said it with a lot of heart. You know, a lot of people say that I speak my mind. I don't speak my mind. I speak my heart. You know, I don't sit and say, "Oh, yeah, let me try and impress you." I speak and say, "Do you feel this thing?" If you don't feel it, me and you can connect. And you have to feel it. You have to feel that I want to make a difference in South Africa. I really want to make a difference. You know, I believe I have made a difference. I believe that I'm one of those young people who got on radio, who inspired a generation of young men and young women. I got on television and I do that. And I go to places and I do that. Every day I look for an opportunity to inspire someone. And I literally do. If I meet someone who says I make a dress, I'm like, "Oh, that's nice, make a dress for me." You know, if I meet someone who says I want to work in music, and I'm like, "But what are you currently doing?" You know, you can't say I want to work on radio, but you're not even recording yourself. You're like, "Yeah, go pay something about my own." It doesn't work like that, guys. There's enough oxygen for all of us. So I want to be remembered for I spoke my heart and I put my time and energy into it. And I always believe, you know, that my life will be greater later, and then I will never run out of opportunities as long as I put God's people in the center of the work that I do. I will never run out. I will always have an opportunity.
Wow. Miss Libiane, thank you so much for affording time to talk to us. But before you go, Kenny would like to say something to you.
Kenzo.
Riperile.
Hello, Kenny.
Minjani?
Ipukile minjani, Kenny?
Ipukile. Akhensa Valentine's Day ku imisusa lama nga kona na ku teka nkarhi mi ta representa Ndaa Foundation. I appreciate every second, every time loko hi mi vitanile mi kota ku hi joina. Happy Sunday and happy Valentine.
Nakenza Pukeni, nakenza na vezi. I think mtiro lo mi endlaka xitombo xi ni katekisa, xi ni kurisa. And I think one of the most important things I've come to learn and understand is that connectivity or collaboration, they amplify power.
Yeah.
You know, if we can learn to work together as Africans, we'll go further.
Absolutely.
You know, just because you do something that's similar or in the same space, it doesn't mean that one cannot support you. And I think if we can learn to do that, we will go so much better. I'm sure you know that saying, so I did it. Yeah, I can.
I can say this.
Busy? Something to say there to Penny?
Oh, I just want to say, Ken, I'll see you as such an inspiration. I may not say this enough every time I see you, but today I also got to hear you even further, the passion that you speak with.
Speaking from the heart.
And you are genuinely speaking from the heart. Last I saw you at the SABC2 event at the launch, and we never really get time to actually unpack certain issues. So I just want to say that thank you so much for availing yourself today. You've also ignited that fire that I had thought that had died down, because I thought that I was getting older in the industry, and I thought something left for me.
Never
ever.
And it's not a real thing, you know. It's not a real thing. So imagine if it touches me, what is it doing to everyone else on the airwaves? So continue doing that. Continue speaking your heart. Continuing being yourself, the bubbly self you are, and the outspoken person that you are, the opinionated person that you are. Congratulations on the work that you do. We really love you and we really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Auspenny.
Thank you, baby. I love you too. Don't give up yourself. You know, we need a lot of dynamic young men who are balanced and stable like yourself on television. And men always feel like, oh no, I'm not good enough or whatever. No. We need that. We need black men who are balanced and stable, who understand media to continue, whether in front of television or behind the scenes. You know, we need that. We need contemporary South African men to be visible. And you're one of those young men that I know that you're capable. So don't say you're old. Old for who?
Bye. Thank you, the fly one. Have a great day. What do you expect on the coming episode of Let's Connect? Are you still there, Penny? Okay, she's gone. All right, there you have it. Very, very, very outspoken, Miss Penny Libiane. They're talking from the heart, guys.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She's very, very. Wow, what a good and great conversation with the lady. Back to you guys. She has said it mouthfully, the way she's telling it the way it is. I must really say that's fantastic. Kenny, take us through the Ndaa Foundation. How did it come about? What prompted you to come about the Ndaa Foundation?
Thank you again. Ndaa Foundation started back then, 2016, 2017, actually, but we were starting working with other foundation, which with a friend of mine here in LX called Sbusiso Zwani. So we've been doing tournaments and everything. And then I still remember 2015, I decided and said, look, beside the tournament, we can give back, you know, in a small scale, you know. Looking at the situation where we come from. I'm part of that community, which also I was from unprivileged family. We didn't have enough, you know. So I understand all those pain for a child to go to school without shoes, especially
without uniform.
Without uniform. And then in our days, you know, it was painful because when you have a dirty shirt, teachers will punish you for that, punishing for the sin of your parents, which was unfair also because you are born in that family. It's not you who decided, you know, that your parents can't afford to buy you shoes, cannot afford to buy you shirt and all those things. You know, especially even with the young girls, you know, for them not to have sanitary pads, you know, it's something which it's still happening even today, you know. And my thinking, it was why government not to make it easy for these young people, each and every primary school or high school, to have those sanitaries in school like we have with condoms at any garage, at any shabin, at anywhere. Why can't we change those dynamics and say, look, these are the important part. You know, I'm not government. I wish I was there, but if I was part of the government, I'll initiate such things that. Why can't we give our girls sanitary towels rather than providing condoms which are not used? I mean, the stats of HIV, it's worsened in Africa, the whole Africa. So those are our challenges. So as at Ndaa, the little we do, I always believe that one shoe, it will help one child, you know. You don't have to be 100,000, million and whatever, but one shoe, it will help one child. So, and the pride, like children can be mean, you know. You go to school with a barefooted or the shoe, it's broken, and then the child will laugh at you. You can't blame them.
They make a joke.
They'll make a joke of it, but it's a situation where we are, you know. And the other thing which I want to touch also, regarding what Auspenny has been saying about parents and say, as parents, we are the one who we need to take a responsibility to other things. I mean, we always want to protect our children, you know, and say, look, my child, 1, 2, 3. Basically, I like with the lifestyle and all these things which are happening, a parent will be proud when the child is drinking and say, hey, my child was in Hennessy and all those things, which are not something we can be proud as parents. But the only thing, as we are here today, education. I mean, if we can promote that thing, like to read, you know, and say reading will assist us as children. Yeah. Going to school to assist us. We have kids who are coming from the bad background, but today they got position in government anyway because of the education was the only way to eliminate the poverty. Like I said, the poverty, there's nothing you can remove a poverty without education.
Can you, let me take a question here from the listener here. He says, hi, Bram, I want to end your guest in the studio there. Can I ask Ukeni Uguti, he spoke about sanitary for girls. What about the boy child? Oh yeah, there we go. Nice question.
Look,
yeah, the question I think here was is trying to say it seems we talk about sanitary whatever, but now it looks like we are leaving the boys behind in terms of getting almost similar stuff, but for boys.
Okay, can I answer that?
Yeah, I think that's Eva from Copremli.
Yeah, Eva, regarding boys, I mean, with the foundation, we have done a boys campaign, you know, which automatically within the event when we do it, we also include boys.
Okay.
We really include boys.
So what do boys get?
We don't even...
I want you spoke of sanitary for girls.
Yeah, sanitary for girls, and then we will also bring Ama toothpick, and then...
Ama toothpick or toothpaste?
Toothpaste, sorry.
Oh.
Toothpaste, oral thing.
Oh, okay,
and then the
roll-ons
and all those things. So
for the boys, yeah.
Normally, if you come to our event, we do a gift bag. So the gift bag, there's everything inside.
That's for the boys, isn't it?
There will be pads.
Yeah.
There will be those for boys also.
And those for girls.
Yeah, so it's just normally we always promote girls because those are the periods and everything. Those are serious matters which we cannot, natural things which we cannot hide from. From the pride of girls. They can't go to school because they are scared their friends will be laughing at them, that or whatever reason it may be. And they stay at home because they're on their periods, So we can't. We normally promote something which is very important. Not boys. I'm a boy child also. I understand the difficulty as a boy to grow up with those challenges. But I think she must understand that this is not more of girls, but we include all children.
Yeah. Okay, fine. The issue here, I want us to touch this issue, which is a very, very critical issue that has destroyed our communities, particularly young people. The issue of drugs and the issue of gangsterism in our schools. And we have seen with my social media pages where we've seen bully children, assaulting other children. I want to go back to what Kenny has just alluded to. It starts from the family. Charity begins at home. Yeah. But now we understand with some families are broken families whereby you have single parents whom can't even control a boy's child. Father is not there. So was it to the young boys out there who are dropping out of school and then getting into drugs because of family backgrounds and all of that? What would you say to these young boys? Who find them corner to corner, badlala dice, and they're still young, 16, 17, 18. They've dropped out of school, badlala dice, and then they smoke all this drug substance and all of that because they find that they've got nothing to do. Even there are those Vazi who would say, "Wabuya rehab," but since they've come back from Guma rehab, they've got nothing. And so and then they get easily tempted. because there are no opportunities for them.
Yeah.
And then they end up abanye bacommita namacrime bangazimiselanga, but then mawuzohlangana naye uvazi uthi mara mfana kithi you were so much talented, you've got a talent, but now isimo situation. So how do we convince them? How do we advise them? But no matter how hard is the situation, but it's temptation, Vazi.
Look, I think the first thing, Pramonto, is that there is no way out through any substance, whether it is alcohol, cannabis, drugs, stronger drugs. There's genuinely no way out. It's a form of, people have taken it and made it a form of a coping mechanism. And it gives you, become delusional that you are solving a problem when you are actually creating a problem. You know, the issue of boredom and being bored and not knowing what to do, leyo nto le ishaya nomuntu osebenzayo.
Yeah.
Uyabhoreka naye emsebenzini azi kahle ukuthi ke mayiphela inyanga nemali ayitholayo is not even enough, because iphelela mhlambe kwi-transport or iphelela kuma school fees or iphelela, you know, umuntu uneyinkinga zakhe, you know what I mean. So nomunye mhlambe uvuka ekseni abona umuntu ohamba emsebenzini ayitshela ukuthi mhlambe naye uphila impilo engconywana. That's not the case, you know. That person is maybe going there, maybe they are being abused at work, they're being bullied at work, or you'll find that someone is so intelligent to a point where they're really bored at their job, and they're not earning enough to sustain the household. That's why they say now in SA, we're starting to slowly get into that American system of getting 2 or 3 jobs in order for you to survive.
Absolutely.
You know,
Sure.
so I think if ever you find yourself in a position where you are looking for an escape, I think really not the way. You know, mina next to neighbor Amikaya, Bema, he's my age. Bema for
This
the
is
longest time.
Tusakona Kawin that drove him to get
just,
into that.
I guess it was a peer pressure thing.
Oh, that became a
doing
hobby.
it, yeah, I'm doing it, you doing it, type of situation.
Peer pressure, yeah.
You know, hambe esikolweni ayethe babuye babheme that day, and you know, day it was the wrong thing at the wrong time, and he just never got out. He only got out, I kid you not, last year. And this is
how did he got out of it?
When I spoke to him, so this is a 15 year journey. In fact, boma 12, because that must put my high school. Yeah, boma 12 years, kanje. And only last year, you know, and he says that, you know what, Spe, I remember he came to my house, and he was like, you know, I never got an opportunity to thank you. I was like, thank me for what?
Wow.
And he's like, you, out of all the other people, you've never really judged me for what I was doing. In actual fact, I started to judge myself. My only regret is that my late mother could not see what I've made out of myself now.
Yeah.
The same person owayethi ke mangene endlini ngifuna iplate lami ngilifuna iplate lami ngisebenzephi, and bamele ekhaya bemphakela efike demand iplate lakhe only now ezokhala inyembezi esike ngangifuna iplate ngisebenzephi type of situation. So what I'm trying to say is that there is no escape to that route, you know, and there's a lot of things obviously that contribute to someone maybe getting to the edge. You know, like for example, cyberbullying is a big issue. In South Africa right now. You know, besides the physical bullying that we also see almost every second day, that's happening in our schools as well.
Do we know exactly how to deal with it?
Education. You know, the more we talk about it, the more we are able to make, because people who hurt people are hurt people. Yeah. You know, bullies are not bullies because they want to be bullies. They are just hiding from something. And it's up to us to educate them, to say, you know, it's actually not nice. There was a TikTok that I saw the other day, yesterday actually, a voice note of a guy saying that he was reprimanding his friend, saying that when we are all here at work, and there's a new guy at work, and you guys are making fun of this new guy. And I did nothing because I did not want to out you to the rest of the guys that I'm the one that gave you transport money this week.
Wow.
And you are busy making fun of someone else. When he wanted a job, of course he doesn't have anything.
Yeah.
Me and you, we've already started getting our paychecks. We now know how to maneuver. Why are you making fun of that person? And that friend reprimanded him to say that yes, ngizokushiyana namhlanje futhi emsebenzini because lento eniyenza emsebenzini iyabheda. Sifike silambile sonke lana ngoba sesithe ukuphucwa sesithe ukuba clean kancane makufika omunye omusha sekuyinina futhi ensenihlekisa ngaye.
Yeah.
Kanti abazi ukuthi nawe inkinga zakho uyiphuzile imali yakho wena last week wanikezwa mina futhi imali yokugibela type of situation. So I think we just need to teach young people to be more kinder to one another. There's no reason for you to be mean to the next person.
Yeah.
You know, it really affects the mind. Whether adult, young person, it really affects the mind.
So when should we begin the conversation with them?
As early as possible.
As early as possible.
It shouldn't be a conversation that ever stops because adults bully adults.
Yeah.
You know, young people bully young people, toddlers bully toddlers.
Okay.
So it's a conversation that should be instilled from as early as 5-6 years old.
Yeah.
You know, the concept of sharing, the concept of being kind, the concept of please and thank you. Lezo zinto lezo in any language, in any culture, in any country, those things are a standard in terms of being polite and being a better human being.
Yes.
And that's what it is.
Yes.
You know, asidingi ukuthi sigijime etradini senzeni iqale ekhaya.
Yeah.
Mawucela iplate lokhu uyalicela ngithi. Mawuqeda ukulithola uyabonga.
Ngiyabonga njalo.
It's those type of things.
Now, Sidle, here's another question since we are in the entertainment industry here. Entertainment. I want to put back this entertainment. Now, there's this notion, we have destroyed the culture of reading within our communities and replaced it with entertainment. Is it true or false? Kenny?
Sure. Is it true or false? I think, look,
would we have replaced the culture of learning and reading within our communities with this entertainment? I'm a gigs, wire all the time, week in, week out until the early hours of the morning. So this is where you find young people, going out to have fun over the weekend, and they're still even underage, but because they go there to those gigs, because those gigs are crowd pullers and there are all these high name.
I would say entertainment is not a new concept, it's not a new thing.
Yeah.
Entertainment has always been around. I think it's the priorities of families and how they choose to run their household and raise their children that is more of an issue. The reading and writing thing, it's a skill that we need to give to our kids, and to educate them to read or to encourage them to read. Iqala nasekhaya. That's why you find that umuntu that comes from a household where abantu bakhona bafundile bangodokotela, 80% of the time you'll find that they'll also follow that route. So I think it's a discipline thing, and every household is obviously different. Asikhulanga sonke in the same circumstances, but I feel like it's a community thing. It's a thing that we need to always advocate for. I wouldn't put it against entertainment. I wouldn't put you're not reading because you are outside.
Njalo hlala usemgroovini.
Njoba ngisho ukuthi
weekend, week out, we are not around. Yeah, they say that. Yes,
it's a community thing. It's a friendship thing. It's those type of groups. Who are you keeping around you? Because yakhumbula ukuthi khona nalo mfana owayenjalo yena thola u90% or 100% kodwa ehleka nani. Ehleli ngemuva. But mayifika ekhaya yena. Before ezinye izinto or mhlamba ashaya ubusuku bonke ebefunda akantsheli njalo. You understand? So I think it's those type of things that we need to also instill in young people to say, look, at the end of the day, if you cannot fluently read and write, you are shooting yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
No one else can pass on that skill to you. You need to develop it yourself.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately.
Another important issue here, it's a pertinent issue that keeps tongues wagging. The issue of coming back to the issue of giving a child dignity with full school uniform, and then at the end of the day, the child is being told that there is not space at school. The schools are full. Now, as South Africans, we have seen what has been taking place in other parts of South Africa. So, gentlemen, as South Africans, how should we deal with this issue? Overcrowdedness in our schools, particularly when we see South Africans becoming very disgruntled and very angry to say abantwana bethu abatholi indawo space sokuyofunda because of other people who happen to coming from other countries. But even though there are those who are legal in the country and there are those who are not, but now South Africans, to them, it's quite mind-boggling. So
are we going to prioritize a life based on nationality, or are we saying that a human is a human? But again, we also need to be practical in terms of the resources that we have and how those resources are allocated. And it really starts by the voting ballot in our country.
Wow.
Fortunately, we need to be able to put our government accountable for where they are lacking, and also celebrate them where they are doing well.
Absolutely.
It's a fair balance.
Yeah, it's a fair balance.
Currently in our country right now, we are in an unstable political sphere right now.
Yes.
So everything kind of looks like it's neither here or there.
Yeah. Still on that note, Sitlem, I want to get to Kenny. Full uniform, pelele, full house. Now, I want to talk about the issue of the assembly in our schools, which is no longer happening. You remember back then, I think you guys, know well. There used to be prayers in the morning, but it's no longer happening in our schools today. So what I'm trying to say, there's no God anymore in our schools because children are no longer praying before they get to their class like they used to do back then in the days. So do you believe, guys, this issue of bringing God to our schools, it also plays a very vital role? That's why today we see young children, abanye baba namademoni, abanye baba unruly behavior, abanye, they just get out of hand because of God is missing in action like Chuck Norris. God is missing in action like Chuck Norris in those schools. So we need to bring back God in our schools. What is your opinion on this one, Brakeni?
Yeah, before I go to that point, I want to go back to what Vazi was saying regarding the government and at schools and all those things.
Yeah.
I think the accountability we can put to government, and who's government? So government is us.
Yes, government of the people.
Yes. We want a better education. We want our clinics to open 24 hours. We want everything, medication must be there. So those are things which, as community, what happened in those days when we're fighting with only stone against the national
the machine
party.
Guns.
Yeah, the national party. But we managed to win that war. But today, everybody over it doesn't care as long as something is not his problem.
Yeah,
so
it's actually quite interesting to when you say that, because I'm eager to see how political parties are going to convince young people to go back to that ballot box, because it's a very difficult chat at this point.
It is.
Young people are saying that what's the point? Young people are saying
what's the point?
You are misusing funds right in front of us. Why am I going to go vote? So I wonder what the narrative will be, or the communication strategy will be for different political parties to get young people back into the box again, because it's been a very long road. For some of us who've voted before, we know and understand the importance of voting, but for someone who maybe will only have their first chance now to vote, or had their first chance in the previous elections, and they've not been satisfied within the first these first couple of years.
Yeah.
What will their take be going forward to this particular ballot box that's coming up now?
Yeah.
You know,
So yeah, I get that. Now, Bazi, what I would like to know from you, Uguti, do you believe, Uguti, the voice of young people is being heard enough? And do you believe also, Uguti, the young people that we have in Parliament, do they represent the voice of young people enough? The young people, members of Parliament, are they representing the voice of the people? And also, is the voice of the voice of the young people, is it being heard? Is the government listening to the voice, to the challenges of young people? Or they said, well, now we'll come back to you, never mind. And do you also believe young leaders in Parliament are doing enough to get the message across for young people, as young leaders representing young people in Parliament?
Yeah, I think young people are speaking up, and I think from a government perspective, it's an issue of selective hearing.
Okay.
I mean, personally, I don't understand how we are still having a NSFAS issue.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes,
I had
yes,
an NSFAS
yes.
issue back in varsity in 2012 when we first striked for Fees Must Fall.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
You would think that 8-10 years later, you would have some sort of movement and it becomes better. In fact, it collapsed.
It collapsed,
More
yeah.
than anything.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think the voices of young people are being heard. It's just a matter of selective hearing for those who need to be doing something for young people, to be quite honest, because we are not only looking for jobs, we are also looking for opportunity, and we want to be self-employed. We want to start our own things. We want to run our own races. But sometimes you find that it's very difficult, you know, just from an entry perspective. It's extremely difficult, you know, issues of data and just having to wait at a queue, not knowing that you're going to get that ID that you need or that certificate that you need, and you've borrowed money. These things are not new to us. They're not new to just for young people. They've been happening even throughout your generation as well, you know, where you have your breakthrough people who didn't have money to go somewhere, but they borrowed from next door in the hopes that they'll come back with this thing so that they can wait another 30 days to get a response, to get some sort of employment. You know, even now when we apply for funding, those type of things, we just need accessibility of those things. We're not asking for a silver platter to say, government, give us this thing, or give us a grant. You know, some of us are willing to say, we are okay with taking a loan. Just believe in my idea and believe in my plan. So that I can show you that if I have the means to do it, I can repay you.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for a handout.
Yeah.
But those things are also a bit difficult to attain, you know. So we just need to work together.
So still on that note, we need to work together. What is your view from others who are saying, well, other people are so very fortunate because they happen to be somebody's child, others they happen to be politically connected when they don't have a problem getting jobs. And then we have seen it recently. Many doctors are leaving South Africa, going to work abroad because there are no jobs. We've seen young graduates standing at the robots saying they can't get jobs. Now, I'm not sure, I understand this problem, well, sometimes jobs are so scarce. But now what I want to understand, as students, when we go to tertiary, particularly higher tertiary education, I'm thinking sometimes it happens, you go and study for a degree, right? That after completing your degree, it's not working for you. The field that we are specializing in, or the field that we are specializing on, it's not paying dividends at all. There are no job opportunities. Kulo degree there. Some would say there are old, should I say what, syllabuses, or there are old courses or degrees that are no longer relevant. But people continue, which bayofundela lawo ma degrees lawo esikoleni. At the end of the day, when they graduate, they can't find jobs because within that industry. Yabo?
It's saturated.
Yeah, it's very dry. It's very dry. So what would you say to some of those? Some parents have spent a lot of money. And then also, what do you say about parents? I want to come back to the issue, okay? With my parents, they must play a bigger role. So what would you say to parents who always want to choose careers for their children? But now I want you, Kenny, to go and study to become a doctor, and when you want to tell me what you want to become a rapper.
Yeah.
A rap star. What's that? How are you going to survive? So there's this thing you choose I'm a career. Good. No. This is not professionally. And how are you going to survive on this one? Go and study this one. And then we found a lento when we just because please umzali. And then there are those now who go to university because of peer pressure, machomi. Ufundela loku vazuthi ufundela loku mina ngenza ukuthi, and then we all follow. Only to find that, as he says, Hena is good in it. And then we follow because we are a band of friends. You know what I mean? Only to find that afterwards. But he's got more passion, he's very passionate about what he's doing. But I went there because of Ovazi, no temper. But no, let's go and study engineering. And it's not paying any dividends on that. So what would you say to those students? Because I'm thinking, we just get away from the 4 years. After 4 years, you can't get a job because of the degree. It's almost like it's an outdated kind of a profession. And it's not, you know what I mean? I think there are those professions, Vazi.
Oh yeah,
who are not very attractive enough. I know
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I think also it lies in the knowledge that we acquire.
Yeah.
You know,
as students,
as young people.
As young people,
as
okay, fine,
students,
right.
You know, we've been told and taught that if we go through university, we have a better chance at making it out
in
right?
life. Yeah.
However, we've seen now that even through Mama TVET, you've got better options. In fact, you've got better opportunities to make it in the job market
compared
that route than
the one who say university
route,
yes.
You know, I've got friends who are doctors who are unemployed. You know, even myself, I'm asking myself, what's kanjani manje?
Udokotela ungasebenzi.
Lokhu uyabhala wena njalo wena uyabhala kodwa usho kanjani awusebenzi, you know. But I think it's how we also educate our young people from grade 9, grade 8, grade 9.
It must start there.
That's where it needs to start. You know,
Okay.
there's kunelinye time emadadeni, he was telling me that ingane zakhe intwana zakhe eziwu2 abafana bashiyana mhlambe nga3 years apart. Today they are 21 and 23 and 21 and 20 somewhere there.
Yeah.
Uthi yena wabakhipha esikoleni ka grade 9. Mabakhipha grade 9 wabafaka eTVET baqala bashaya ama-NCOS up. By the age of 21, these boys are owning their own properties. They're already flying because they went and studied aviation. They're already flying. They are investing in business. They are driving their own cars, etc. And I was like, so what was the thinking behind all of that? It's like, the thing is that I had to be brave enough as a parent to make a decision to say that ngiyabakhipha laba ka grade 9. Anginankinga noma bengamatriculateanga, but njengoba ngibakhipha la ngibafaka kule course so that by the time bethi 1920 bayakwazi ukungena kwi job market earlier instead of having to use those years of between 19 and 22 in school.
Yeah.
Because yena mawukuthi bayiqale baphuma ka grade 9 grade 10, omunye oqeda ukumatriculate mhlambe ongasatholi ukungena evarsity or kwenye TVET or whatever the case is, maybe uyayithola i-entrance kwi TVET, bazoba kwi level efanayo. Oqale ka grade 9 has a much bigger advantage because N1 yakhe uyiqedile wazwayishaya ku N6. You get what I mean? As opposed to wena uzoyiqala una 20.
That's a very important information. Ulwazi wisdom, eh?
You get what I mean? So it's up to also the parents as well to do that type of research, to say that if you want to be a plumber, if you want to be an artisan, if you Tibos, connect Mama Bolo, he just opened up a school in his village of artisans and boiler makers. So as soon as you are done with the syllabus up to grade 9, you have that option. So meaning that
connect, are you talking about the young man who used to star Dim Sam?
yes.
Oh,
Connect
right.
Mama Bolo,
Yeah, connect Mama Bolo. All right. Yeah.
So he just recently opened up a school in his village where they are able to train and place young people in artisan, boiler making, within those fields of engineering. So those people have better chances of getting into the work environment much earlier. You know, now you start getting into the conversation of how do we then teach them to be financially free, and it's earlier in their career, so now you can manage your debt better. You can, you know, all those things that Tina we are only rectifying in our 30s. You know, now if I was taught those things early on, I started working when I was 21. I've never had an office job. I've always been in entertainment. Yeah, you know, but the mistakes that I've made along the years, I mean, they are so stupid. I'm just like, you know what, if only I knew, I would have been in a much better place or a much stable place. But now I'm working with again, you know, so abazali really do play a huge role, and also just researching about izinto oyithandayo nezinto oyifisayo now, and the opportunities that are available for that. I don't think there's a sector that is limiting to someone that really wants to do it and get into it. You know, whether you want to be a rap star or you want, you know that rappers are actually the clever ones in school. They're the clever ones in class, because they're the ones that read more, they're the ones that write more, they're the ones that research more than me and you.
Yeah, and they're very energetic. Cool.
And you know, you'll find that they're the ones that read books, novels, poems, and they're good in mathematics, and so if you want to pursue a career in anything, it's up to you to see where those doors are and go for them. Earlier on is that don't uhlale and cry and ask for a job. Work on yourself, work on things that you want. Yes, it's difficult to get up ekseni, and you don't know what's normally it's very difficult, but it's possible. You know, many have done it before. It's nothing that is new.
Yeah. Ramoda, I want to know from Muvazi, if outsebenzi ananemali ukwenza CV, ananemali ukugibela for interview, uthi awunamali ye-CV yokuprint i-CV, awunamali ukugibela ukwenza interview, you're just an unemployed youth, so where to from here? Kenny?
Look, I wanted to. I always go back. Issue I'm a parent myself. You know, I'm guilty of having a conversation with my son to choose the career which he want to do. You know, we fought about it. You know, and say, look, all those careers are there, but don't spend your time ubuye uzohlala.
Yeah.
You must do something which you know tomorrow you'll get a job, even if you're still at varsity. You'll get a job. That's what you said in issues and the careers which are relevant now, or you know, those are kind of a situation. As parents, you must be involved, you know, because we know, like example, when she wanted to go to university, she wanted to do something. I went to a friend of mine, Ulerato Velas. She's an actor, well known and whatever.
Yeah, Ulerato.
I'm telling Ulerato to advise her the drama she want to do, this thing related to.
Oh, yeah, he wanted to do the drama stuff.
Yeah, so similar to dramas and whatever.
Yeah.
It's very artistic.
He wants to be like Vezi.
Yeah, like something like that. But we discussed those things.
When you have any degree.
I wanted her to have something which even she want to do something. It must be a hobby sometimes. Absolutely. Rather than go to even full time, because it's a struggle. Vazi can tell you.
It's a struggle.
It's a struggle in the industry which they are. Yeah, we understand. It's not an easy thing that you'll be on TV. When they look at you, they'll be on TV every day. But the financial thing, it's difficult. You need to work more 3 times, you know, you must have other jobs aside. As much as Ubazi today is a businessman, not really as an actor and a TV presenter.
Yeah.
Do other things.
He's got some side what do you need?
Ventures.
I'm a ventures. Side hustle.
If it's
Yeah,
side
ventures,
hustles,
yeah.
material and those are, so those are issues. And then coming to your question again, I'm saying that as parents, let's play the role to our children and give them the knowledge, you understand, and let's inquire, read, because every day we meet people, we research other things. As Usispene alluded, issues of saying, don't stay at home, go LXFM.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I can do radio.
Yes.
I don't think that you can chase that child away.
Yeah.
You'll give her
They'll give you the opportunity.
and say,
yes.
let's hear from you. You can do those things. So I'm saying that abantwana, they must law. The question regarding ilontozana, agana mali
you type CV.
CV
Internet cafe, for interview.
Yeah. Here in Alex, I'll talk about Alex.
Yeah, he's from Alex. Multi-purpose center.
Multiple center.
Mm.
Good internet free. People, I'll pass that night. People was over my social media, but me fencing.
Yeah, yes.
So those are an opportunity. Now you need to go to those facilities and ask. I don't think any facility was said, no, we can't assist you in a CV. And I can tell a story regarding NYDA. I'm not sorry to use the name also, but it's a government thing. It's not ours.
Yes. Mm.
NYDA, I used to do a workshop for them back then, and then they had a satellite office in Maponya Mall.
Yeah.
In Soweto.
Yeah.
It closed because young people are not utilizing those things.
They had that satellite office of some sort.
Yeah, inside
for young people to get access to information.
Yes, inside the mall. The mall of Maponya Mall, where when you go with your parents for shopping, you can see it like LSO. You go there and ask. And then I can tell you, NYDA, they assist you with those CVs. They assist you with the courses for free. And then you go to Mpumalanga. I went to Middelburg with those sessions I was doing. I can tell you where we were at Middelburg. You'll find Abantwana Laba from the villages because of opportunity. They were there to listen. You understand? To inquire the skills and whatever. The funding also, NYD gives fundings to young people. But as young people, the question said, where? You must search. I mean, internet, everybody, like I'm saying, you don't have to have a data. You can go to Elontozalapa 8, Uomalapa, search for things. I think those are things that as young people we are saying that let's said, let's go and search for those opportunities. As much as minister have said those things which everybody was but the reality sometimes as young people, those are the things. Those who are speaking young people president, as I say, these things not. But the reality, let's talk about the reality. Let's not be emotional. Leave the emotions outside and then face the reality. The reality is that opportunities are there. It's just how do we go and find it. We know the difficulties. As much as now students, they don't have accommodation. It's a serious matter. We can't say government is not government is doing well. It's not doing well. They know. I mean, in the metric from grade 8 until metric, they know stats with how many kids they are feeding every year until metric, and then the university. They must build those universities they're talking about. You understand? So that and the accommodation for the university. We have universities, but there's no accommodation. And children are moving from Guyana, some are northwest, they come to UJA.
Yeah.
When they come to UJA, there's no accommodation.
There's no accommodation, then they're forced to sleep in public toilets.
So those are set part of government, which, and like I said, it's not the politics, it's about the officials. officials there in the ground, the people who are working day to day with these kids, were supposed to have a strategy and say, okay, we know these are states, like the states SA, it gives us numbers every 5 years or whatever when they do those things, that economy manje, how many people we are and whatever things. As also you were talking about, those are ukuthi abantu abaphuma ngaphandle abakhona abantwana babo accommodate ku schools, there's infights and all those things. Also, it's a system again.
It's a system.
It's a system. The challenge is that we agree everybody is welcome. This is Africa.
South Africa belongs to all.
But people must nama pep.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The state says most people here
Abanao, yeah.
Come January.
And it's very difficult to track down such people, you know, because they're in the country undetected.
And in terms of every day, like the system I'm saying, we know where are these people who don't have documents. We know them, but
because they live amongst us in the townships.
Yes, you understand. Now, for me, it's an opportunity to have rooms like LX to accommodate people whom I don't know. Number documents are now. For me to get income, it's fine. I'm getting income. But end of the day, that income, it will cause problems for other person as a citizen. So the responsibility and accountability of our leaders within the society, I suffer Nakdal. I mean, like I'm saying, we cannot promote and say apartheid was better than the new South Africa. But the reality that the system which were put in place, they were working. If there were our Perepen where we know go to Uvazi, those states are nobody's doing those things to follow up
anymore. Yeah, in those days, Bokshesh. Yeah, but they're not supposed to be here.
We can't promote it, but we are saying that the system must be better than system level, where we have a freedom, where we can acquire everything. Like we have technology. Technology, I mean, can track people. Technology can track anything. Why can't we use those opportunities?
Yeah. And then another very important subject that I want us to touch on, guys, concerning education, the issue of sex education. We've seen the very high rate of teen pregnancy. It's very shocking, where we see young people starting from the age of 14, 15, 16, 17. I think the statistics are telling us about 100 and, if I'm not mistaken, if my memory serves me well, it was about 190,000 young school girls fell pregnant last year all over South Africa. 190,000 young girls fell pregnant. So my question is, as parents, do you think is it right or wrong to introduce the sex subject in the curriculum so that abantwana understand the dangers of sex, engaging in sexual intercourse at an early age? Or we should say no, because he's a very conservative. He believes we can't talk about this subject. It's taboo. You know, Tina, we are conservative. We don't talk to children about such issues like sex and all of that. And yet, by a funda, social media, they see it better than us, some parents, and they know it better than us. So,
for me,
do you think is it right or wrong to introduce that subject schooling? They must be taught at an early age about the dangers,
of course,
the do's and the don'ts of sex.
I definitely.
And even though that subject is not being discussed in Navazali, but schooling, and then we discuss that subject.
I think it's very much important that there's sex education in schools. Although I do say that it should be encouraged at home first, then taken to a kolweni, because the reality is that these kids, in fact, even my generation, you know, mawungayifunda ngestradini uyizwa ngendaba kuphi iqiniso nje, you know, and half the time it's misinformation. So I do think that it is important for schools to talk to kids about the sexual orientation, the safety of sex, the dangers of it, etc. And I think secondly for me is that those who are impregnating young girls, they must be arrested. Those ones must be arrested. You know,
No.
statutory rape.
It's a statutory
must be
rape.
a serious thing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We can't have a 14-year-old being impregnated by a 21-year-old, 23-year-old, a 45-year-old. It makes no sense how that person is still walking free in our streets. You know, that's rape. If a child gets pregnant before the age of 18, is it 18 or 16?
Yeah,
18, I think it's 18.
18.
That must be considered as rape, and you must be arrested for that type of act. There's no excuse for it. I don't think there's a place for such behavior in our society. You know,
Yes.
it's shocking that you can
It
have
is.
so many young people engaging in sex, and you'll find that it's not even consensual sex at the
It-
same
yes,
time. You know,
yes.
you'll find that most of it it's akazi ukuthi wenzani umntwana akekho short kwenzakalani uyathuka umntwana lana kuthiwa hey wakhuluma wena kanjani kanjenje, you know what I mean. So us also as adults, we shouldn't be naive and say that abayaphapha labantwana bayithola kuma internet. Half the time they don't know what they're doing. Even if they're getting it from the internet, what are they getting from the internet?
Yeah. Still talking about the internet. We have seen in other countries, I think it's Australia, if my memory serves me well, they've come up with a new law that forbids young children, I think at the age of, if I'm not mistaken, from the age of, from 15 or 16, which young children as far as age of 15 or 16, they're barred from using internet. They're not allowed to use the social media
I think I
because
saw
of
that.
you saw that one.
Yeah, I think I saw
So do you think is it right? I mean, do you think it can work for South Africa whereby if they can introduce that with the children as young as 16 or 14, they should not get access to internet because of such things, to be exposed to all these things?
No.
Yes, Kenny.
Yeah, to add on that also, issue.
Can you do that, Kenny? Can you allow that your children must not have access to too much social media?
Yeah, I think it's parenting. You know, parenting is very important. You need to household. There's supposed to be rules. You know, what happened. You know, how kids they consume things from the internet.
Do we know, as parents, what do they consume there on their phones? Or we just say, well, so long.
No, to be honest, I always, because I got boys, you know, I always want to check what they're doing with their phones, you know. So I think it can work better, but not the government itself. Like I'm saying, everything is about us parents. How do we interact with these things? Like especially with the sex education, it must start at home. You understand? And the sad part is the poverty. You know, those 14 years girls who get pregnant at that age, most of them, like Vazi said, they don't know what they're doing because uncle, whoever,
gives them money and all of these,
we understand. And then even there, like the parenting, as a parent, if umntwana awena something at home, was good something to buy, like young,
he comes back with such an expensive touch screen,
a phone and whatever, or a new dress and whatever. As parents, we need to say, man, where did you get this thing? You understand? So if it starts with us and the responsibility and accountability, but most of them it's a single parents, and then you can't even blame them the situation. Mama uvuke ekseni ngabo 5 emsebenzini makabuya ubuya ngabo 8 ukhathele, he can't even see ukuthi abantwana bakhe bayenzeni, makafika ufuna ukwenza ukudla alale, but in the morning must wake up aye emsebenzini. So it's a continuous thing, but not ukuthi they want their children to be like that. But as a society, like in our days where ukuthi umntwana was next door, umntwana as a parent, it was working better. I think that culture has died That's why today there's no accountability if we don't even know our councillors. That's why if Munamans, you don't know who to tell. And then somebody, I'm a pothole, why? Because there's no accountability. As society, we always ignore things. We don't want to talk. We said,
we ignore.
We said, no, I fully mean.
I fully mean. Yeah, Sizotin.
You understand? It's a bad habit. We must advocate for the truth. Sometimes, no matter the truth, it's painful.
It's painful.
But we need to advocate for the truth and stand and say as a community, if we, because today, like I'm saying, we don't know each other. We don't know. Like in neighbor, we don't know your neighbor. You just see children, you don't care. So no matter what you don't care. But what happened to that culture? What happened to that culture?
That culture of Ubuntu.
Yeah, but we talk about it every day. But you can't even greet your neighbor. You don't know your neighbor. You don't care. Neighbor where Tianama school we could eat everywhere. Like we never had enough, but we'll share what we have.
Talking about accountability, and you touched on the issue of poverty. Do you believe the government or South Africa have done enough to alleviate poverty in the last 30 years? Have we done enough to alleviate poverty?
No. No, I mean...
we haven't done enough.
I mean, the situation where we are today, if unemployment is so high, crime is so high, I mean, one thing when unemployment is high, it means it shifts to a crime. You understand? If when you are staying in your high fences in a suburb, you think it doesn't affect you, but you are a councillor. But one way or another, there will be hijack.
Yes.
A robot
outside that high hall house.
Yes, you understand. And then whose child? The child which you are supposed to give education or something so that asebenze or umniki bazar or whatever thing. So that child, if it doesn't have the educational part, as we emphasize on education, uzoyotshontsha. Uyotshontshela bani? Ngoba la ngeke mina Alex angina next uzophuma e-suburbs ayotshontsha khona. You understand? So that thing is circle. When you look at it at your at that place, I've done my part. I mean, I don't care what the Alex Wenzagalani. I got a fancy house. Every month.
I'm covered. I'm secured.
Yeah, I'm a councillor. Every month I will wait for the election to come and then go campaign 30-foot parcel and give it to obvious people who want the food parcel. They are hungry. They're hungry.
Sure.
You understand? Because that's the thing. They will take that food parcel. At the end of the day, they vote for Vazu in because of the situation. At that time, you look at the situation. You understand?
All right, Kenny. Now let's get to the Ndaa Foundation, the education campaign. So where it's happening on the 20th.
The 20th, this coming Friday.
Yeah, take us through what to expect. Which schools have you chosen? What is the criteria?
Yeah, look, Ndaa Foundation, as a chairperson of the Ndaa Foundation, I took initiative that actually it's my birthday.
On the 20th?
On the 18th of 18. So normally because of the school...
Is it not Mandela birthday? 18, July.
Mandela is in July.
It's July. 18,
yeah, but 18 it was even big is an 18.
Yeah, 18. I know big is 18
yeah,
June.
So the 180 is a very important number.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that Ndaa Foundation has taken initiative that on my birthday, I pledged with the school, which is a poverty primary school, which I was.
Oh, it's your former school.
Yeah, I was a student there. You know, I always believe that.
So on the date, on the birthday date, you be the Bovet.
Yeah, normally I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us more. It's Bovet and which other school as well?
Look, for on this day, it's only Bovet.
Oh, it's only Bovet.
Yeah, like my birthday is dedicated to Bovet. So,
I see.
So the other, our calendar, I got a huge calendar which I'm doing. As we speak now with other company, which I don't want to name. I'm doing the CSI for them. I'll be going to Mpumalanga.
I would like to talk about that on our next discussion, the CSI strategy.
Yeah, so I'll be going to Mpumalanga, Pela. It's Pela or Pola? Pola.
Yeah.
It's Pola in Mpumalanga. I'm going to donate there also shoes.
How many?
Numbers, our target number is 100. I said, I think, and then...
It's quite a huge number, man.
And then I'll be...
And then, okay, Bovet.
Okay, let me... I must finish with Bovet.
I can see somebody there by the name of Stephen Doe there. I think he's a former student, I say Bovet. And they say Stephen Doe. Yes, he's a former student. I think so. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that the project, I got a calendar, which I'll be doing June 16, Mandela Day, and all those things. But my birthday is dedicated to Bovet.
Yeah.
I've been asked many times, why Bovet?
This is a question he's asking this Stephen Doe. I see him, yeah. He says, why Bovet?
That's what I'm saying. I've been getting that question. It's my birthday. That's where I've been taught, you know.
Sure.
And
sure,
then
sure. Yeah, it's true.
I believe in sharing, you know.
And you are right. Charity begins of home.
Yeah,
this is where it all started for Kane.
Yes.
Nepovet. Yeah, no, it's right.
So I always,
do you still remember who was your class teacher then?
Yeah, there was a maths teacher was called Papud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Give you headache.
Yeah, I remember my son at 5. I mean, even weekends we were scared of that man the way.
Yeah.
But he taught us a lot.
Discipline as well.
Discipline, you know. That's what I'm happy that we benefit out of that teacher.
Yeah.
Because discipline at the primary, he taught us a lot.
Okay. Take us through the Bovet, what to expect, how the day is going to be like.
Look, as
you said 100 school shoes there.
Yeah, also in Bovet, I'm going to do 100 school shoe and
school uniform.
Yeah, like
and sanitary.
And sanitary.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, it's the artificial intelligence at its full swing.
Okay, I want to go.
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to go back to what Sispeni has said, that regarding the unique, we can do the same thing as foundations and whatever, that you are donating, you are doing the same thing, but you have to have your unique thing.
Exactly.
Know? What with Ndaa we have done over the years, like next year we'll be celebrating our 10 years anniversary, doing the same thing.
Wow.
So we invite on a day.
Yeah.
We dedicate that day for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We don't just drop shoes there and then we leave.
Yeah.
No, we are bringing people like Abo Vazi to motivate those children. Most of them, they've just seen them on TV, you know.
Yeah.
But to touch them, it's a reality. There's a lot of pictures which Vazi has become.
I see another one say, hey, Pramuntu, please tell who Vazi as a one who speaks spikes.
Sparks.
Sparks or Spikes?
Sparks. Sparks is presenter naye lapha kusele mathuzi.
Presenter naye Sparks kusele mathuzi.
Zomfonela. Makuthi uzobe khona bayigama lakhe.
Sparks. Exe pretty boy. Pretty boy.
Ufuna ukuthi size no Sparks.
Sparks kusele mathuzi.
No, pretty boy will always bring those people in the township.
Yeah, I'm a celebrity. Okay.
That's our mandate. Like I was explaining.
Sure.
That it's not. It's an event where we'll bring people like Vazi, whoever will bring our Penny to come with a huge experience and talk to our children.
Absolutely, man.
The hope is to give a hope, you understand, and the pride and say it's doable. Whoever you come from, Upume, Newcastle, Upuma Wopi, it's possible.
It's possible.
So on the day, like those will be my guest speaker on the day.
What time does the campaign start?
Now we'll start between 11 and 11:30 on Friday. So like we said, it's only invitations who people are coming. So you understand that if everybody will come, the school, will disturb the day of schooling. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
So it's only, and then I call them their VVIP.
The VVIP, yeah.
Those kids. Why I said the VVIP? Because on the day they get to get ipatulo,
School uniform.
and then I'll bring food for them so that they must eat, and then also have time now over as well and all those things. So those are my VVIP people, understand?
Yeah.
Because the important part is those children.
Absolutely.
Who doesn't have anything. The sad part about Muntu, the story which one teacher has shared with me, that one day I brought a McDonald's to the school.
Yeah.
And then for the kids to have a McDonald's. Some child went home and said, "This one I'm taking it home.
Oh, my
I want to show my I want to show my parents."
Hey.
And the other bad experience, because we used to give them shoes, like they take the shoes ekhaya, makafika kusasa ugqoke the same shoe. So what we do on the day, sebagqokisa.
Yeah.
They wear them ukuthi umama
Akhiphe lezi akudala agqoke izinja, yeah, on the spot.
On the spot, because the challenge what happened, umama uzothatha licathulo uzithengisa for something.
Athi ahamba ngalezi zozisa lapha ekhoneni bayozistitch.
So we want to change ilontozana and say, but it was an idea. I'm a teacher that guys, let them wear the shoes here at the school. You understand? So that we must not have the same problem.
Okay.
And the third part, that's why those are my VVIP kids, because when you see them on the day, some it's a sad.
Man. I know what you're talking about. I know. And you know what I'm proud of what you're doing, Temba, is because, school uniform, it gives a child the dignity.
The pride.
And the pride and that $1 million smile.
Yeah.
Which has I'm fully fledged. And then I'm going to school because I'm done among a uniform. Yazi just bathanda ukugwarana bayathuma nongena la bathi ay yeah. No, I think, well, guys, you have said it. Razi, what's your final parting shot out there? Your parting shot?
Man, mina kimi akushintshi.
Yeah.
Ngihlezi ngikhuluma ivangeli elilodwa lokuthi ke hlonipha umzali wakho, hlonipha abafundisi mawuthi umuntu wenkonzo, hlonipha nje umuntu in general. Love and kindness is if all fails, is all you need.
Yes.
That's just from me.
Yeah. So there you have it. Ufokavazi is expecting to bump into you. But there's an invitation on the 18th, never beginning.
No, on the 20th.
On the 20th, yeah. So we still have people wait. Yeah.
So also, Ilontozana, one thing I want to thank about, like the privilege which I have myself, Goti, I could call Abovazi for free.
Yes.
Because I'm a consultant,
Yes.
For them to to come and speak, it's money.
Yeah.
You understand?
But they volunteered to do it for the love of the children of God.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I don't take it for granted.
Yeah.
The opportunity when I can call them and say, hey, the day, are you free?
Yeah.
I'll send you an invoice. Some people will say,
I'll send you an invoice.
I'll send you an invoice. Because it's their job, to be honest.
It's their job. Well, of course, I do understand.
They are getting paid to go and speak to children. Those are our jobs. But like I'm saying, as Ndaa Foundation, we are very, very fortunate to have people whom, when we can call, like I was Spain.
Yeah.
I say, hey, it's Spain. And then she said, no, can anytime. You understand? So without me running around for the fee and say, but Uvas is expensive, invoice
already namanje usacabanga ukungishaya nge50k just a few hours akafuna ukungishaya nge50k
also Bramonto, especially even you inviting me, since we met many years ago, and then you always we talk, me and you.
We talk from time to time.
A lot of things we discuss.
Sure.
The issue or your country and all those things.
Yeah.
But Nakona, the invite, like LXFM, it's we are privileged also, and say we are
You're
thankful.
welcome, my man.
And also to Utaki, the station manager.
Yeah.
I think thank you, boss.
He's listening.
I also talk to him sometimes. We're not talking for sometimes, but we engage in political issues also with him.
Yeah.
So I'm lucky to have people like you guys in my life. And one thing I always would say, Goti, I master Ulontozana to have important people in my life.
Yes. That's great, man.
That's the master I have. I've been given a gift. I can have an accountant, a policeman, an actor, whoever.
Yes.
Whom anytime they can take my calls.
You are well connected. Now you must get connected to the Libyane show now. You're connected. So what more do you want? Thaisa, tell us more in a nutshell. Time is pressing on us. So where to from here as Ndaa Foundation? What are your future plans?
Like I'm saying that I got a lot of projects which are coming through.
Are there some projects in the pipeline?
Yeah, no, like I'm saying, the discussion, like I said, I'm doing CSI for some company which I can't name it now, which every month I'll be doing something.
Oh, you can't name it. It's not part of Kate Madlala's company.
No,
I'm just joking.
Before even I forgot. I got my Woolworths bag with me.
I see your Woolworths bag.
But the Woolworths bag...
It's not big enough. I can see the Woolworths bag has got some caps there. Thanks.
Thanks, Ndaa Foundation.
Thanks, Ndaa Foundation.
LXFM is our family.
Oh, man.
I hope I also have a t-shirt.
Oh, it looks lovely.
I hope the size...
What size? That size, all sizes, yeah.
It opens from there.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, okay, it's fine. Thanks a lot, Ndaa. Thanks a lot, Temba.
Yeah,
it's a great thing.
Yeah, we'll be coming back to LX. Like I said, there's a project which I've done in LX for many times, Heritage Days, all those things. I think I'll continue. The opportunity comes, I'll come back home and plot where, so that the benefits must benefit my people.
Absolutely.
So I have a thought with people said, why LX most of the time? Why you want to do LX? I start with LX. I can go to other provinces. I've been in Port Elizabeth and all those provinces.
Yeah.
But LX, it will be my birthday project.
Okay.
And Boveti is my birthday project.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, guys. I must really say it has been an absolute pleasure, man, for chatting with it has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. I'm thinking of something else. Thank you so much, guys. Vezi, Thaisa, asibonge madoda. Thanks a million, I must really say. Looking forward, hoping to see you on your birthday.
On Friday.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, welcome. The invitation I've already sent to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mlalelo Moke, thank you so much for being part of the show. And I must really say thank you so much to Sis Penny there and to Umfoga Vezi. And of course, thanks to Kenny Katlaisa there for being part of the show. And thanks to my neighborhood crew. Thanks to Christopher. Thanks to Utwiga. And to you guys. It's been an absolute pleasure. So from me to you, until next week, we'll see you ngelanga le birthday yabantwana mabathola ma uniform. So from me to you, it's have yourself a splendid week ahead, and may God bless you. So from me to you, it's hasta la vista, hasta luego. Until next time, it's goodbye, good night, good morning.
Yes, baby. This time.
This time.